All right, welcome back to the channel. I try to do these videos every Sunday afternoon or so, um, and talk a little bit about my writing career, questions that have been asked, yada yada yada. So last week I did a video about not reading my own book reviews. Right? People review my books. Thank you very much. I love it. I appreciate it. It helps me. It helps sales, but it's not for me. It's for the other readers out there to see if they want to read my books. Then I had a question. Somebody said, "Well, you review a lot of books, so how do you do that? How do you work that out as an author?" That is an excellent question. So I read probably about 80 books a year. I'm gonna say roughly. I keep track on Goodreads. Really, the only thing I really use Goodreads for is to go on there and leave a review. Sometimes that review is just a star, 3 star, 4 star, five, whatever. Um, and then I will leave a review on Amazon, and I also leave a review on BookBub. So those are my three main places that I'm leaving a review when I read a book. So obviously, as an author, I know that reviews are very important. Um, I used to be like crazy about having to write up a review for every book. And some books I will do that, and some books I will not. Some books I liked, but I don't have a lot to say about it. I've given you a starred review, and sometimes BookBub doesn't even have the book. The last two books that I read on my Amazon Fire, neither of those books were two anthologies. Neither of them were even in their system yet. So it's like, what are we doing here, people? What are we doing? Sorry for yelling. So here's kind of the way I do this. I don't read books that I normally don't think I'm going to enjoy. First off, okay. So let me tell you what is in my wheelhouse of of me looking at a book and going, you know what, I want to read that. Crime thrillers, noir crime thrillers. I'm a big fan of nonfiction books. I like learning things, um, whether it's a biography, autobiography, whether it's a historical thing, whether it's a memoir, whatever. If it's a subject that is interesting to me, which is usually going to be pop culture, sports, music, stuff like that, and it's nonfiction, I will probably pick it up and read it. Um, I'm a big fan of thrillers, but I'm not. I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm not a fan of espionage thrillers. I'm definitely not a fan of political thrillers, and I'm also not a fan of courtroom thrillers. I'm a huge fan of Southern Gothic noir fiction. If you don't know what that is, that's fine. Look it up. So like I'm a huge fan of certain authors. I know S.A. Cosby puts out a book. I'm going to read it. I know Brian Panawick puts out a book. I know Jordan Harper puts out a book. I know there are a ton of authors that I absolutely love and I will absolutely read. And I read for the enjoyment of reading. So I'm not I'm like, oh, I got to just read every book out there. I don't consider myself a book reviewer, influencer, something in the middle of these quotes. I consider myself just a reader. I'm a writer and I'm a reader, and they're two very different things to me. So I can turn one off when I read something. I just if it's a good book, I get into that book and I don't think about how I would write this or any of those things. I know a lot of authors who were like, oh, I can't read anymore because it's ruined it because I'm a writer. I don't do that. If I can find something that I really like, I'm going to read. I still read a lot of horror books, but more quiet horror. I'm not really into the. I'm not a punk fan. I'm not a extreme horror fan. I never was. Um, I like more of the quiet stuff. I like more of the that kind of thing. I'm also a huge fan of anthologies. I love a horror anthology. I love a crime anthology. You give me a good theme, I'm on it. You know, so I read probably every third book I'm reading is an anthology. And for me, I want to find those new authors that I maybe I didn't find before. I'll probably talk more on that in another video. So there's the thing. So if I'm picking up a book at this point in my life, 56 years old, I'm not just grabbing some random book off of Amazon or going to the library and just picking up some random book off the shelf or going to the bookstore and buying a random book. No, I'm looking for things that interest me. I want to read books that interest me, which is crazy, right? I know. Here's an example about something else. So my wife's best friend, her husband, okay, he will, for instance, Stranger Things is back on, okay. So he'll say, "Listen, I'm not going to watch it until every episode is dropped," which is fine. I probably won't watch it um, until January when everything is dropped. But this is what he does. He starts from the beginning again every season. He does the same thing with Reacher, and he watches all of the episodes again until you get to that fourth, fifth, sixth, 500th season, whatever. He watches all of them over again for like the third, fourth, fifth time. And he brought this up the other day, and I said to him, "There's a lot of stuff out there that you will never be able to watch, and you're taking those hours, those watchable hours, and you're watching the same thing over again, over and over and over." That made no sense to me. It's the same thing with reading for me. There's a million books out there that I want to read, and I'm not going to pick up the same book and read it over and over. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, "Oh, this is my favorite book, and I've read it 37 times," kind of thing. The only book I've ever read more than once, unless it's something I picked up not realizing I've read it before and read something like I read this already. Watership Down, probably my favorite book as a teenager. Absolutely loved it. Great book. I think I've read it twice, maybe. I probably won't read it again because there's no reason for me. There's no reason to. So for me, I want new stuff. I want to find books that I have not read before, and a lot of that time is going to be authors. It's going to be authors that maybe I just found. Maybe by doing my Armand chats with uh, interviews, I find a couple of new authors, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to check. I'm going to check these people out. So I've found quite a few that way. Also going to conventions, things like that. I find some certain authors that I'm like, you know what? Brian Panawick, I saw him on a panel a couple years ago at BoucherCon. I'm going to read this guy's books, and I love what I've read so far, and I still have a couple more on my nightstand that I have to read. So that's kind of the thing. I'm reading stuff that I know I'm going to like, because for me, why just pick up a random book that I don't like, or I might not like, and then waste my time reading that book? And I've done it here and there, and I've never given reviews. I've DNF did not finish one book this year so far. And it was recommended to me by somebody that I don't normally listen to their, it's kind of a hit or miss thing. And they're like, "Yeah, I'm telling you, you would really like this. You would really like this." And I got about halfway through the book, and I couldn't finish it. I didn't care about the characters at all. There's also a nonfiction book that I read this year, or started to, and I got about a third through it, and I was like, I don't understand this person's life, or how you live the life you live. It makes absolutely no sense to me, and I'm not going to read any more of this book. So there's been a couple of books this year. I'm not going to give those reviews because I didn't finish the book. I'm only going to review books that I finished the book. And those books are all going to be 4 to 5 stars. If I do a book review on here, I'll do 4.2, 4.8, whatever, kind of thing. Jordan Harper books are going to be that 4.8, 4.9, 5.0 kind of thing. Absolutely an amazing writer. I got to meet him this year. I got to read the advance of his next book that's coming out in 2026. We're very excited for that. So my reviews are all going to be good, positive. And I'm fine with that because I don't want to read garbage. I don't want to waste my time reading something that it's really not my thing. Like, somebody's like, oh, you should read whatever, this romance book. I don't read romance. I don't read science fiction anymore. I don't read fantasy anymore. I don't read a lot of stuff. I'm not a big fan of a lot of stuff. If it's thriller or thriller adjacent, maybe I'm gonna give it a shot. But I have a stack of 40 books on my nightstand right now and 500 in my Kindle Fire right now to read. And I'm never going to get to everything. There's no way I'm going to get to everything. If I'm reading 80 books a year, let's say we're doing 80 books a year, and I have 800 books right now to read, I'll be 66 and I'll be like, boom, I'm done. And I haven't bought a book or looked at a book in 10 years. Not likely. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that I've never read. I'm not going to read. And for me, that said, I want to read everything. I want to find the time to read more and more. I'm looking forward to the next Dean Koontz book. I'm looking forward to the next, Jordan Harper book. I'm looking forward to, S.A. Cosby. There's so many great authors. James Lee Burke. I mean, I'm a big fan. I'm Don Winslow. I mean, I could name 50 authors right now that they're going to put out a book, and I'm going to buy that book because I know I like that author. Now, there's also authors that people have recommended to me. Ron Rash, phenomenal. I read his first book. I'm definitely going to read a couple more from him. I also have the Akashic books. They put out the Noir series. So it's Atlanta Noir, Amsterdam Noir, Boston Noir, name a city Noir. They still don't have Jacksonville, though. Jacksonville, Florida, but whatever. And it's like 100, it's over 100 books. And I think I'm missing like 15 or 20 at the most. I think it's like 130 books, whatever it is. My goal one day is to start from A, which would be, I can't even see from here, whatever the A, and just read all of them. They're all noir thriller anthologies. I've read 5 or 6 of them already. And obviously I won't read those again. But my goal is to read and do video reviews of every single one. That being said, that's going to take me a couple years to do. So there's other books that I also want to be reading at that point as well. So there's the conundrum for me. You're not going to get anything that I'm reading that's going to be a 1-star, 2-star, maybe even a 3-star. Because I'm only reading stuff that I like. I'm only reading stuff that I want to read. I'm only reading authors that I enjoy, genres, subgenres that I want to enjoy. Now, some people might be going, well, that's not good because, you need to expand and blah, blah, blah. I'm 56 years old. No more expanding. I don't want to learn anything. I don't want to be taught anything. I know everything I want to know right now. And that's good enough. It's like why people are like, oh, here's some recipe, here's some food you've never tried. Hey, guess what? I don't want to eat that. I don't care about whatever fancy thing you made. I don't want to eat that. I want to eat the stuff that I like. I want to eat comfort food. I want to read comfort books. I want to read the stuff that I know I'm going to enjoy because it's enjoyable. So if you agree, if you disagree, let me know. You know what? What's your take on the books that you are reading and reviewing? I also try not to do spoilers in the videos or online when I'm reviewing the books. And I'm going to say this and people are going to get mad, but I don't care. Don't put a synopsis of the book in your review. Okay? The reader doesn't care. The other readers that are trying to buy the book don't care. They're skipping all of that part. hopefully they're skipping it and they're reading if you like the book or you didn't like the book, and they're not just going, "Oh, here's another one of these," and I'm not gonna read the rest of this review. You don't have to write 500 or 1,000 words in a review. You just have to be succinct. I believe that's a word. So when I do a review, hey, I love this author. This is a great book. A lot of really great noir and thrillers, and the main characters are well written, and it's worlds and blah blah, that kind of. That's what I give when I do a review. In case you haven't watched any of the reviews here, after this video, go watch all of my all the reviews I've done. So in that's it. I mean, literally, that's it. That's how I come up with doing reviews, because I only have a certain number of days left on this earth. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not going to live forever. I don't want to live forever, but I do want to read some darn good books between now and forever. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Again, if you agree, if you disagree, let me know. Let me know what your take on, if you're an author, what your take is on reviewing other authors' books. Now, if you're just a reader, what does that mean for you? Like, do you look at me and you go, "Oh, this guy's an author, so I think more of his reviews. I think less of his reviews. It doesn't even faze me that he's also an author." That kind of thing. And also, I learned years ago that if there's a major problem with a book, I'm reading something and I can't finish it. There's typos. There's the every nothing makes sense. You've killed characters and they're still alive. On and on. I will reach out to the author gently and say, I'm reading your book and I have a couple of concerns. Do you want to hear those concerns, or you don't? And if you don't, it's no skin off my back. I don't care. Skin off my teeth, skin off somewhere in my body. So that's kind of the. I think that's the thing. That's the bottom line. All right. So thanks for watching this. Please hit that subscribe button. Please let all your family and friends know that I need more followers and I need more hours watched. I'm trying to build this YouTube up to a cool thing. And also, if you have any ideas or suggestions for this, let me know. I would love to hear what you think I should be doing videos of. So, hey, thanks for hanging out with me.